they came bounding over.
Hey guys, yeah, another thermal paste video. This one advertises 12.6 watts per meter Kelvin. This is the Cooler Master Cryofuze Violet. Something to mention here, this is violet or purple, whatever, but it is a dye that is just added, for cool factor, I guess. Has nothing to do with the chemical composition of the paste. It's just a dye. So let's go ahead and get this out of this package and see what it is all about. And I don't care, I'm going to rip this open. Let's see here. Would have been a lot easier if I would have edited the video, and with the magic of editing, make it seem like poof, it just came out by itself and it appeared right before your eyes as if nothing happened, just all of a sudden. Anyway, so it comes in a little plastic thing here. And I think that this is a just a alcohol pad, but yeah, I won't be needing that. They give you a spatula, Cooler Master branded. So you add this to your collection. And here is the little tubey. Thermal compound, Violet, Cryofuze. I got the 2 gram. Really? I swore I thought I got like the 5 gram of this stuff. One thing though, I live in Norway, Scandinavia. This stuff is hard to find. Like, there's a website here where I get all my, most of my supplies for like thermal paste and things like that. And they just happen to have one in stock, and I have not seen it in years, or I don't know how long this has been out, to be honest with you, but maybe I'm just talking to the side of my neck here, mumbling around. By this time you guys already probably forwarded or clicked out of the video, but I have not seen this in stock, okay, ever. And I just happened to see one, and I thought, you know what the heck, this is new to me. Let's just go ahead and buy this and check this out. Today, though, we have a little story to tell you. Ooh, shame on me. So I sold this graphics card here. This is a Strix RX 5700X graphics card. When the customer got it, she or he, I'm not sure if it's a he or she, it doesn't matter. Clear that up, I don't know. Anyway, said that the graphics card was not working, it wasn't booting into Windows, yada yada yada. And I thought, that's strange, because when I got this card, all I had to do really was just change the thermal paste. There was really nothing wrong with the electronics, like the electrical components. I checked it, double checked all the faces. There were no shorts anywhere. Memory, no errors. Memtune passed. The card just ran flawlessly. So, I put my seal of approval and I sold it. Thought, okay, it's good. It's a good card. Let's get it out there to someone that will appreciate it and, enjoy it. But turns out that it didn't work out for them. So today I got it back as defective, and I threw it in the system and it booted right up. So I was scratching my head like, what the heck could the problem be? And I still don't know why they are saying that this card is faulty, because it isn't. And I'll show you today, because we're going to be using it for the video. If I recall correctly, the thermal paste that I used here was MX4. So why don't we test this lucrative, okay, what is it? 12.6 watts per meter Kelvin. Dude, stop it. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe, yeah. But is it going to pump out? You know, how long is this going to last? I don't know. There's nothing out there that I've been able to find about, like, you know, credible websites or reputable websites or reviews on this stuff here and its longevity. So today we're just going to be testing it against MX4, and if it performs like MX4 or better, great. So we'll see what this stuff is made out of. All right, let's take this baby apart. And I think it'll be the perfect candidate also because the amount of power this card takes and the heatsink size. So, all right, let's get into some teardown. Wait, no. What am I saying? Let's go ahead and install it in the system. Run it for 30 minutes with the paste that it's currently using, and then I'll come back to you guys. All right, fellas, so here's the deal. I've unlocked core voltage control, and I have left it at stock. I have not tinkered with that, so that is static. I have left the frequency right where it is. I haven't tinkered with that. Or the power limit. I left it alone. The only thing I did do is set the fans to 80% fixed. So, okay, let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's open up GPU Z. And it's got to be the fur ball, man. That's our new, yeah, that's how we're doing things nowadays. Okay, so here you have it. Temperature hotspot, 109, 110. GPU temperature, 74 Celsius. So this is pretty nice and toasty. And it actually tells me the memory temperature, which is pretty cool for this graphics card. Even VRM temperature, very nice. So yeah, I mean, look at that. Horrible. Yeah, that is not good. But so we're gonna be having some thermal throttle here for sure. Okay, we'll just leave it alone. That is getting pretty nice and toasty there. But pulling, how many watts? 224 watts. Yeah, it's, you know, it's a high load. So I'll come back to you guys in 30 minutes and see what our average and max temperatures look like. All right, fellas, you know what? I'm going to bring this test to an end about 10 minutes prematurely because those temperatures are horrific. The hot spot has got me really on edge there, and you can see that it is thermal throttling because the power consumption is fluctuating between 175 watts and 194, 175, and the frequency also, it's fluctuating pretty bad. So let's go ahead and yeah, let's take some numbers here real quick and I'll be back with you guys. All right, so as you can see, we're averaging 1700 megahertz on the core, averaging 74.9 Celsius GPU temperature and 109 hotspot, and also averaging 200 watts power drop from the chip. So I'll post a graph at the end of the video with these results and also with the new thermal paste. So, all right, let's get into it. All right, fellas. So I have removed the seal of approval here. My seal of approval. And let me get comfortable here. Let's take this thing apart. And I can tell you that this thing is, whoo, boy, burning hot. Oh yeah. And for whatever reason, there's a screw missing here. I don't like that. That's not how I shipped it out. But okay, I'll ignore that. I'll have to find a screw to put in there. Let's take this thing apart. And yeah, this thing is, oh man, burning hot. I am concerned though with pump out, like that the paste pump out of this thing. Is that what happened? Oh, I gotta remove these screws right here too. That's the VRM, they gotta go. So this is why I like this card in particular. Not that many screws to remove. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but if that's not perfect contact, I don't know what is. I don't know what constitute good contact there. I mean, that looks spot on. So, and actually, you know what? I was wrong. This is not MX4. This is actually Noctua NT-H2. So, I can tell just by the color of it. I know my Noctua NT-H2. All right, let's clean up this mess here. And, you know, we're going to use this here. Why not? Sure, might as well. I'm not going to have it sitting around doing nothing. But I'd rather use it on the core. I can tell that this is not 100% isopropyl alcohol. This is more like 75 or something like that. Yeah, this is, I don't know what the deal is with this core. But I don't know, it is kind of strange. Like it's got some areas there that I am not very familiar with. Oh man, this stuff did a great job at picking up the thermal paste. Holy cow, right on. Okay, well, let me further clean up this core with some 99% isopropanol. Just a fancy word for isopropyl alcohol, okay? It's just alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I'm not comfortable with these, with this, like, spots here. I have no idea what they're from, like what this stuff is. You know, I have no idea. But it is pretty, like, it's on there really, really, really hard. And I don't want to scrub that with my my little pad that I use for over aluminum or copper, because it'll ruin the nickel plating on this heatsink. And when I feel it, or like when I touch it with my finger, when I touch the surface here with my finger, it's pretty smooth. I mean, like, I feel nothing there. Like that stain was not even there. So it's not going to be affecting our thermal performance in any way, shape, or form, as far as I can tell. So it's just stained from I don't know what. Okay, But anyway, time to use this stuff here. Look at this. It's already coming out like a little bit there on the tip. All right, let's put a little bit here. And I think this is the perfect candidate, not only because of the heatsink and the TDP for this card, but also because the die is so small that it becomes harder. The smaller the die it is, the harder it is to cool. So yeah, that's just the way it works. So let's spread this stuff here, and it is pretty viscous. Yeah, it's not thin at all. As you can see, this stuff is not thin at all. It's pretty viscous, pretty thick. And the spatula actually has not a hard time gliding over the die, but it does have some resistance, which tells me that this stuff has good viscosity. You know what? For good measure, I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more. Okay, tiny bit more, like twice of what I actually wanted to add. But okay, whatever. Yeah, let's just, for good measure, add a little bit more, just to make sure we cover all bases. Now, I don't know how the hotspot's going to look now with this new paste. I have no clue if it's even going to make a difference, but we're gonna find out. I mean, 12 watts per meter Kelvin, right? That ought to do something, I think. I don't know. But again, like I said in my previous video, the whole watts per meter Kelvin thing, that gets thrown around. It loses its credibility, man, now, because it used to mean something back in the days, not anymore. It's just, people just use it like a sales, gimmick, whatever. But anyway, so okay, we're gonna put these two things together, and the thermal pad here is actually pretty good, so I'll leave that alone. And I actually have to return this card to the buyer, so I'm doing him or her a favor by replacing the thermal paste. I don't know if this is going to help with the hotspot issue. I hope it does. But man, that hotspot was just atrocious. Jeez. And it does have a thermal pad here. But man, how is my Noctua NT-H2 doing so bad? I mean, that's one of my favorite thermal pastes. What the heck? You know what? I think I want to put no, I'm going to leave that alone. Just as it is. I wasn't going to put a washer there, but nah. Just put this stuff back together. And I gotta find a screw for that hole there. And I think one of these here will work just fine. Yep, that'll work just fine. Okay, let's clean up that mess there. Warranty void, because if I fix this card for you and then you go and take it apart on your own after I fixed it, or you bought it from me and you want to be a wise guy and swap things around and then send the card back to me as defective, I will know. All right, so let's see how this stuff does. All right, fellas, so we got our same parameters, 80% on the fan speed. Looking at all of our sensors here. Okay, we'll minimize this and open up the fur ball, which is always so painful. All right. So, and man, right off the bat, that delta between the hotspot and the GPU temperature is just atrocious. It's a 30-degree delta. Wow. Incredible. All right, well, we'll let the little card run for another 15 minutes and see what we get for results. All right, Falcons. So, here's the deal. I am actually very surprised with this little thermal paste. Yes, that delta there between the core and the hotspot is still atrocious, but man, 5-degree improvement just by changing the thermal paste. And the Noctua NT-H2, I applied it like what, a month ago? So I have to say that yes, indeed, I am surprised. And the power draw is actually more consistent. If you look at the graph there, it's not much jumping around. It's very consistent. So the card actually likes what it's doing right now. It's it likes the cooling headroom that the thermal paste has allowed. Yeah, it's pretty loud in there. So I think that we'll bring the test here and pull up a graph and kind of break this down in a more, how should I say this, logical way. All right, fellas. So just to bring you a quick graph here, kind of a going back to the results that we got from yesterday. This is me from the future talking about yesterday's results. I did those tests overnight. And man, I was actually surprised. The Noctua NT-H2 paste is still fresh. It was still fresh. It's only a month old on that little card. And the contact was just perfect. And those things that you saw there in the cooler and the core, they were smooth. Like they were just under the silicone, under the top layer. I don't know what that's all about. Perhaps that's what's causing the hotspot delta on the die itself. It's a manufacturing defect, or I have no idea. I don't know what that's all about. Even if that's a factor in this when it comes to the hotspot. But what I can tell you is that, man, I was actually surprised with this new Violet Cryofuze thermal paste. I did not expect it to perform this well. Also, the power consumption was a lot more consistent. It never, in the time that I was recording it or in the time that I was monitoring it, it never dropped below 200 watts, the power consumption. Whereas with Noctua NT-H2, it would go to 195, 175, and around there. But not with this paste. So it was not power throttling or thermal throttling or anything like that. Perhaps it was thermal throttling because still the hotspot is very high. So perhaps it was. There's no way for me to monitor that because with MSI Afterburner, it doesn't give you the same option as on AMD as you would with NVIDIA, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Anyway, so the power was more consistent. The average temperature dropped by 4 degrees just by adding this thermal paste, not only on the core but also on the hotspot. So it was pretty. That's not a one-off, or what do you call it, a margin of error. That's actually quantifiable data there. Like this is doing what you would expect it to do. You know what I'm saying? Perform well. So yeah, this stuff is good. Now, when it comes to longevity, I have no clue. I can't find anything out there that goes into in depth about longevity of this stuff. I don't know how long this stuff has been out in the market, to be honest with you. But when you go to the website, Cooler Master doesn't really give you much information about this. So that, you know, take that for what it is. But I will be testing this in the future with more thermal paste as I find, you know, scavenge more stuff out on AliExpress or new thermal paste that you guys want me to test. I will be using this. I will be using this in those tests, and also I will update you if I see that the temperatures have changed on any of the CPUs or cards that I have this stuff on, that I use this stuff with. I will let you know in the comment section. I'll just pin a comment up at the top that, you know, this stuff broke down or whatever, pumped out, whatever the case may be. But for now, it looks like a good product. 5 or 4 degrees is nothing to scoff at. This is good stuff. So all right, I'll leave it here, guys. If you liked the video, hit thumbs up. If you didn't, for whatever reason, because I'm a mumbling and I'm going in circles, you know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps it grow. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.